Hi dear students, this video will place the focus on how to reference from one author up to 7 authors relying on APA. Remember that if you use APA, you would not be authorized to use another with it in the same at the same time when you are writing a paper. So here is a link that could be of importance to you in order to generate this document, which will help you to reference using APA. So in this video, you will have to pay attention to 3 things, major things. Author, it could be a human being, and it could be just an artificial person, like APA, American Psychological Association. You will have to pay attention to A, which means in English and, in order to associate 2 authors or more than 2 authors. You will have to pay attention to the publication of the book, place of publication, colon, publisher, full stop, which is placed at the end of the reference. So you will have to pay attention to punctuation. Remember that between an author might have a first name which is composed of 2 first names, and we will have to separate these first names by a full stop. Just the initials of the first names should be followed by a full stop. So this is what we are going to see in this video. Remember that once you have finished referencing your documents, you will need to classify them alphabetically. So you start with A, like American Psychological Association that you see here, and this is something you put by the end of your work. You title it references. So this is the list. It starts with A for American Psychological Association. This is an author that we are going to see. Followed by, you put after A, B, Bean, B, Bowler, L, Latchman. This is the 4th author. 7th author, Latchman. And Latchman, it's always Latchman until the end. So you see these authors are classified alphabetically on the list that you will have to write down at the end of your work. You cite, remember, you cite authors inside your work, but you will have to reference them like that, classifying them alphabetically like this, by the end of your work. And you title the list references in English. In French, you classified it, you call it les références bibliographiques. So we are going to see here, for example, American Psychological Association. This is an author. It's not a natural person. It's not a human being, because this book does not dispose of a human being. So you put this between parentheses, and then you put a full stop. The year of publication is put between 2 parentheses, and then a full stop, and then the title in italics. And if you write the title in English, you will have to start every word with a capital letter except articles, prepositions, and coordinators like and. Don't underline the title if you write it using the computer. If you write it in French, you write it normal without starting it with a capital letter. Full stop, and then info de publication. It means you put the place of publication, like London, a colon, 2 points, and then followed by the editor. So this is how we are going to proceed, for the classification of items within each reference. We are going to see up to 4 references or 5 references, and we are going to see them in light of this kind of organization. So you see the second reference, Bean. You see this first name is composed of two first names. Whenever you have two first names, you start just the each first name by a letter, and you separate the letters by a full stop. You separate the family name from the first names by a comma. And then it's followed by a full stop. So this is what we are going to see here, and we'll go through these authors, these references one by one for you to see them clearly. All right, so the first reference on the list is American Psychological Association. So you will see we have just seen it. It's not necessary here to go into details. You'll remember punctuation. After the name of the author, you put a full stop and you put a title and so on. The second reference on the list, you have the name of the author is Bean. So the family name of the author should be followed by a comma, and then F is the first name of the author. It should be followed by a full stop, and the second first name starts with R. So you separate first names by a full stop. You separate the family name from the first name by a comma, and then don't forget to put a full stop before the year of publication, which you will have to put between parentheses. At the end of the year of publication, do not forget to put a full stop. So you will follow this by the title. So the title, as we have seen it, the title is to be put between put in italics. When you put the title, when you type your title, you need to put it in italics. But if you write it by hand, you will have to underline it. So see here, this title is written in italics. The importance of humor for the psyche. It's written in italics, so you wouldn't need to underline it because you have written it using your computer. And see, because the title is written in English, you start everywhere with a capital letter except prepositions and articles and coordinators. Then you write down the place of the publication. For here it's London, and then you put a colon, that is deux points. Routledge is an example of an editor, that is la maison de publication. You will have to pay it, and it will take care of your work. Then by the end, full stop. Do not forget the full stop at the end.